Surprised to see you walking around. Shouldn't you be on your belly, you snake?
Yeah, you snake.
God, I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And I've got an excuse to watch season 2. I'm testing a soundbar. I'll just take the camera off. I'm done. We're done. Okay, no. Okay, stop. Stop. It's a super cheap soundbar. Fuck, that's not helping the situation. All right. Here's the thing. Do you remember the Abramtek X50s? No, you fucking don't. You're like, this is you in bed watching this video on your phone. What the fuck is this reviewing? I reviewed a $500 pair of speakers, self-powered, and I thought they competed with Triangles, and I thought they competed with Vanitus, and they were like this unknown Abramtek brand, which has got that like, oh, like it looks like Evangelion, like there's the logo. And is that a cat puking? Because I'm doing a sound demo. A soundbar review. All right, I'll figure it out later. You puking? He looks like he's trying to puke. He just puked. He's just looking. Oh God. Anyway, let's finish this because it's gonna be short. They were like, here was the speakers. I really liked them. I eventually sold them, but I liked them. Like they were like impressive, and no one ever heard of Abramtek. And then they contacted me a few months later and were like, hey, we have a soundbar. Would you like that? And I was like, I'd like your company. I like this speaker. Okay, let's see what your soundbar can do. So I agreed. And then it's been sitting for like a year. And the price of this is absurd. It's right now $169 with a $30 off coupon. So it's like, this is not even a speaker. Like I've got this set of edifiers that off sale was probably roughly the same price as this. And it's like, well, actually, no, those are way cheap. I got those for under 100. But so I'm just gonna, oh God, I'm just gonna rub my ears and be like, it's a soundbar. Don't do it, Zeos, you fuck. But it's got some interesting shit, so I'll at least talk about it. I'll be back in 2 days with another video. If you don't give a fuck about this, let's go. I guess I'll pick it up. Hold on, putting the remote in my pocket. I'm unplugging the fiber optic cable because we're actually, hold on, wait. Where's the one that makes the funny show go? Oh, it turned off because it was too quiet for too long. All right, that's an issue.
Oh, you are looking very happy.
It just sounds like R2D2's fucking in it. It shuts off way too fast. That's number one. But I unplugged the fiber optic cable to show
I am.
it's currently working wirelessly, but not.
Sexy time.
Yes! The whole night was amazing. We totally hit it off. I found our meatloaf. Wings.
The band or the show?
The food!
Not Bluetooth. It has Bluetooth, but it also comes with a 2.4 gigahertz dongle, which I have plugged into the front of the computer that runs this setup. And I feel like that's super unique. They talk about low latency and having this special adapter. My only question is, how does that work if you're just a normie? Because normies buy soundbars. People watching this channel, you're fucking not normal, am I right? If you've subscribed, if you've hit the bell and everything, you are way out of the normal territory. You're like, ooh, Zeos, review that $3,800 set of fluid image 2s. And I'm like, soon, boys, soon. But at the same time, you're like, how do you plug that? Does TVs plug a USB and work with audio? Maybe like an Xbox or something computer-y related. They mentioned that this is a projector. I'm trying to do the quotes, but I'm holding multiple remotes in my hands. It's very hard. They mentioned this is a projector soundbar. And I would assume they're talking about shitty projectors that have like you would Bluetooth audio from a projector as your source into it. Or maybe you could plug, I don't know, someone else who knows soundbars or, I don't know, 2.4 gigahertz USB adapters. Tell me how that works. I can't pause. Did it go off again? There's no fucking way it went off that fast.
Let's watch Die Hard.
Okay, no. The light did go red though. So anyway, let me talk about the build for a second. Can I leave this playing or will YouTube freak out and be like, you're showing Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 2, episode 6? I think it's episode 6. Hold on. Yes, episode 6. What's up, the Drake? Did you puke on things? You ate grass. He went outside and he was probably noshed on grass. Anyway.
Steph and spent the rest of the night debating who was the better ping pong player. She was adorably wrong.
The build is actually, I'll say this. I fucking hate soundbars in general. Just line me up. I actually own one. I've owned one since the old apartment that I bought because I'm like, that'll have 37 speakers. It'll be awesome. And I just never. I couldn't bring myself to do it. But this one's been sitting here and it's from a company that I actually sort of like. They have one speaker that I like. So I'm like, all right, I'll try it. And if we look at it, because it actually is a pretty heavy little fucking bastard. You can see the speakers on top. There are, I don't know what's happening in the front. I don't think there's anything happening in the front because I'm looking at the reflection behind the grill and there's nothingness. And the top has speaker. Here's how this works. Tweeter, passive radiator. Speaker, passive radiator, passive radiator. Speaker, passive radiator, tweeter. So it's all upfiring. It's just shooting into the sky. And honestly, it doesn't sound terrible. Like ideally you want this close to a wall, but I actually moved it back. I currently have this giant clip center channel acting as my faux table for it. And cats might have gotten to this. But all metal, by the way. I don't know if I like the fact that it rings like that, but I haven't noticed it making any sort of negatives. The back is also solid. So you got nothing in the front. You got, how many LEDs are there? Bluetooth, optical, ARC. It does have ARC, USB, auxiliary, and mic. Even though there's a USB, well, there's USB directly on this, which is a whole other can of worms because the motherfucker has a USB-A. I don't have a USB key with music on it. I don't know how you'd hook that up to anything. What? You've got some controls on the side here. Please take off the film before using. No. Menu, negative, positive, power. So I guess that's what would normally be a button for like a menu on a remote control is obviously to switch inputs, which I don't feel like doing right now because it'll fuck things up. Get your Abramtek logo. You got 4 little feet. Plastic on the bottom. 2 random holes I never saw before. The back is your power supply, which is 24 volt, an optical input, a HDMI ARC, which, keeping in mind for how cheap this shit is, that's not a bad lineup. The weird USB I don't get, an auxiliary input of 3.5, and a subwoofer out. That's a 3.5. And I haven't gone and gotten a subwoofer out, or subwoofer out to test in the subwoofer out. But I'll assume it's going to just run full tilt down to it. What I can do is I can plug a wire into it randomly while it's playing and see if it dips out and makes any sort of sound changes, which would be a good thing. It would mean that it was cutting off the low end from this, which honestly, like, I've tried music. Don't music a soundbar. Even I can't stomach that no matter who fucking sends it. But there was a couple scenes in this show where it was like boom, boom, like it did a thing, and I felt it in my bones.
We played, which was difficult since she didn't have a table or paddles. We had to use an avocado pit as the ball. It was very messy.
Hey guys.
Let's
Hello,
see.
District Attorney Kerm. I got lucky last night.
That's great. So we have a little delay. Gary, the defense attorney, isn't going to be...
Nope.
Oh, is he sore from high-fiving criminals he's gotten out of jail?
Did he get a murderer off who then murdered him to celebrate?
Yep.
Anyway, Gary broke his leg, so he's being replaced.
Replaced? He should be put down like a horse.
I want to point out, this is as loud as it currently gets. Now, this varies per thing. Obviously, my copies of Brooklyn Nine-Nine are not as loud as they should be if they were like just, I'll put on something else, but I really want to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've had it be louder. It's loud enough, all right? I'm just going to say that so I don't have to fuck around with my Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's loud enough. It's weird because it's also shooting straight the fuck up, and now I've got my greasy handprints all over it. But it's shooting straight up, and while sitting here in my preferred zone...
Who's the new subhuman piece of human garbage?
Sophia Perez.
Oh, God.
There.
Jake, disrespect.
All right. when I first turned, I had a blackout yesterday. So when I first turned this whole setup back on, put the UPS on, put the computer on, and I sat down, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna test soundbar again. I turned the soundbar on, hit play, and I'm like, that sounds like shit today. It's coming out of the TV speakers. So I got a harsh reminder this morning about how bad TV speakers are. And I usually shit on soundbars. One particular reason in particular, you gotta understand the particulars. When Vizio sells you a television with shit speakers, and then Vizio sells you, hey, by the way, you should get this soundbar, even though they could have definitely integrated that little like 1-inch strip under the television you just fucking bought to make the sound adequate. So if you buy like a Sony soundbar or a Vizio soundbar or a Samsung soundbar, I hate it. Because it's like they should have put that good sound in the TV to begin with, or no sound at all, and then force you to buy real speakers. That's my fucking thing. Like, why are you doing this to me? Other hand, Abramtek doesn't make TVs. They just make weird fucking Bluetooth. I have their whole page open. I'm not going to waste my my amazing page opening skills. Here's the 50s, currently unavailable. I'll link them anyway in the description. Do you remember these guys with the star pattern? And I'm like, that actually had some decent things going for it. Those were $500 on sale, $100 off for $400. Now we've got the X30 Bluetooth one that are still available. That's $280 for a pair, front ported. Looks like a very similar tweeter to that. I'd like to try those if Abramtek wants to send it. I opened up a sound box, a portable suitcase. I don't know what's going on there. And then there's this. $169 with a $30 coupon. And it feels like it's an acceptable price for a soundbar. This is an acceptable soundbar. I don't wanna, because stereo is important, like just having two speakers just farther apart. But if you're one of those people who is fucked out of having speakers, and I feel for you guys, all right? Guys and girls out there who have, I've seen setups where they're like, hey, Zeos, I have a TV here. And I'm just like, you can't. There's no place to put speakers. Move. I literally linked them to like realty.com. Just move. Get a new place. You're fucked. The other problem with this soundbar, though, is since it is a completely up-firing thing, you're going to have to put it not directly under your television set. Because it's going to, like, one of the reasons TV speakers sound like shit is they're not here, they're here, shooting down. And this is here, shooting up. It's got more. It's got what looks to be like, that looks like a 3.5, 2 threes, but then the multiple passive radiators and decent tweeters, and it's like,
Slept with a defense attorney. You literally slept with the enemy.
I know. It's like if John McClane slept with Hans Gruber, or even worse, Jeremy Irons from the third one. We didn't talk about our jobs. How was I supposed to know?
It doesn't sound right when you stand it up. But if you stand it up and just try to point the top forward, it thins out. It's definitely doing some weird DSP sound shaping stuff to make this happen. I guess I'm giving a fucking okay to a soundbar. Do you feel the depression in my voice? I think I'm more accepting of anything that plays me Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
You sure you want to do this?
Let's go over the events of tonight. We got drunk together, I invited you up to my apartment, and I kissed you first. No further questions.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's that. If you get the remote, which I should probably talk about the remote for a second, and you hit the volume up and you're already at the maximum volume, it rings.
You were a cop.
Like a phone.
Lawyer.
Well,
And that's moderately annoying, because if you're watching TV and it's not loud enough, and you bring it up to make it louder to hear the thing you want to hear, it's going to mute the audio of the thing you're watching for a split second.
Okay, well, not to burst your bubble, but confessions.
That was a whole fucking sentence that I lost because...
you're...
Oh, look at me. I'm a lawyer. I'm so good at word using, etude. And yes, I know that wasn't word right.
Okay.
I love shows that don't have laugh tracks. If you want to know about me personally, and none of you do, and if you made it this far into a sound bar review, maybe you do. I fucking hate laugh tracks. Live audience, fine. Married with children, fine. But my mother, when I was still living at home, used to watch The Big Bang Theory, and I would have killed somebody if it just, gonna kill everybody because the jokes weren't funny. And then they hit a button, and then someone went, ha 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 ha, and then it was like, oh, I guess this is the funny part. Fuck you, and fuck that show in its ass. Channeling my Lewis Black. This show has like 7 or 8 seasons. There's no laugh track, and even if you don't like him, fucking Lonely Island, just watch it. This is now a review of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I can't even believe I have to deal with you all week.
Not a problem. This is clearly a conflict of interest, so I'm just going to talk to the judge and have you kicked off the case.
No. There's no conflict of interest because I'm not interested in you. God, I can't believe I slept with a cop. It's like I had sex with Hans Gruber.
What? I'm not the Gruber, you're the Gruber! Die hard.
Captain!
That's a joke. And then you end it. You don't wait for the canned applause. You just move on. I'm laughing my ass off. All right, anyway, this thing. Power, there's a picture of a movie camera. I believe that has to do with the 2.4, which I guess that would be plugged into the projector, which is showing off as a camera here, because that's what I have to hit to get it to turn the Bluetooth light from red to white-ish, and then it works. Because there's a Bluetooth button that's separate, there's a TV button, which is for the ARC, and then there's bass down and bass up. Let's I've now bassed up. I don't think it beeps.
She's trying to make me run for union rep. You have to stop her.
I cannot do that. As I told you, I'm not allowed to get involved.
It's too late anyway. You already have a campaign slogan. Pick Amy, dummies. I wrote that. Tell her how good it is, Captain.
Again, I cannot.
Look.
Fucking Captain Holt. There's also microphone down and up. I'm gonna be honest. I lost the manual to this thing. There's M and E buttons. I don't know M and E. M seems to switch between inputs as well, like for that, and then E didn't. And then there's this, which is the soundstage enhancer, which works remarkably well. If you push it all the way down,
And making signs. Lord knows I haven't.
sounds like I expect a soundbar to sound. Then you up it,
Tell her I shouldn't run for union rep.
I'm just going to turn around and let you.
and then we hit the max. I hit it a couple times. Oh God.
You think you can tempt me with the T150 button maker? Sir, you've got to see this. It doesn't even make mirror backs. This is a joke.
Still not participating. I'm enjoying a magazine.
Joke's on.
It's got features. You have to max out the soundstage to make it sound decent. Otherwise, it sounds like shit. Unless I put this down and then point it forward. Hold on. Wait. I didn't try that. We're doing this together. This is you again. The entire time this comes out, it's like, what the fuck, Zeos?
You, Amy. You and Scully are giving campaign speeches in the briefing room tomorrow.
What? Sir, permission to arrest Diaz for being a jerk.
Permission to shoot Santiago for being a coward.
Stop it, both of you. Now you've done it. You've made me turn my chair. I will not get involved, and I will not have this office transformed into a house of snipes and jabs. Dismissed.
Full disclosure.
Oh, God, Raymond Holt. I missed that show. Yeah. It actually works pretty well when you do that, but I still kind of prefer it up and doing like a thing. It's a soundbar. It's under $179, and then there might be a coupon to make it even less. And I don't fully hate it. And God damn it, if it gives me an excuse to talk about one of my favorite shows of all fucking time, I will enjoy this 27-minute review about it. I mean, it comes with, I should probably point out what it comes with. Wall bracket mount, optical cable, little auxiliary cable, HDMI cable, and then a little satchel that says Abramtek that had the 2.4 gigahertz in it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm good. You're good. Are we good? Are we done with this? I'm not going to sound demo it. You're all tired. You want to go back to bed. I want to finish this episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Probably on this. You know why? Because fuck it. It's good enough. That's all it needs to be. For TV with just vocals and you're not doing explosive movies and everything, it's better than your TV's built-in speakers.
Last night, Ms. Perez and I got inebriated and we had colitis.
Coitus.
Yeah, that.
A cop and a defense attorney sleeping together. That's highly unusual.
At the time, I did not know she was a defense attorney. I should have been able to guess, however, based on her ability to lie all over me.
Oh, a cop's attempt to be clever. It's like watching a horse try to eat with a fork.
Majestic and hilarious. Take a cold shower, horn dog. We're at work. But in all seriousness, Your Honor, I do think she should recuse herself from the trial.
Oh, God. All right, I'm done. Patreon, Subscribe Star. If you never want to see a soundbar again, please join my Patreon and Subscribe Star and tell me. But I won't see it unless you join the $10 tier and join the patronage chat where I actually am, because I can't check all the comments and messages. If you're a $5 supporter on Patreon or Subscribe Star, you get to see reviews early, participate in the yard sales that happen from the 1st to the 10th of every month. You also get to the sound demos, which I will not be doing of this, unless you're a patron and you all demand it. But all the sound demos that I've ever been and ever will be private for those. And the $5 tier, $10 tier, again, patronage chat. Come talk to me. Come talk to 145 other people. There's a swap meet. I was going to say that, like, there's a movie night. There isn't a movie night, but it'd be cool if I did that. We could watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. There is a lifetime swap meet channel. So once you're a $10 patron or higher, because you could be like a $50 or $30 patron and still be in the lifetime chat. But the point is, yes, join. Yes, buy, sell, trade gear. Yes, thank you for supporting this channel. It's 2023. You matter more than ever on this channel, because the $169 soundbars currently on sale, $30 off, won't pay the bills. So it's up to you, me, and our community to please. I don't want to die. Please, I don't want to die. Soundbar.
You think I might tell everybody in the courtroom that you like to be the little spoon?
Everyone likes to be the little spoon. It makes you feel safe. Carl, back me up on this.
Yes, little spoon all the way.
See?
Look,